All right, folks, welcome back. I'm Vic with G6. Today we're going to give you a full walkthrough breakdown of a full estate plan. We're in Temecula, California. We have over 10,000 square feet of pavers, a custom swimming pool, a koi pond, full landscaping and lighting. So let's check it out. So as you walk up, you see we try to match the style of the home. The home is Spanish classic styling, so everything is weathered. If you look at the pavers, these are Orco pavers, Tuscan tumbled. The tumble just means that they put them in a big machine that kind of chips up the edges and it gives it that antique or weathered look. So that was the vibe they were going for. This here was all dirt, so we brought in some pavers. This is the big koi pond. He has a bunch of fish in there with full filtration. We have a net over it to keep the birds out of it. Since he does have open access to the wildlife here, it's a beautiful view. A lot of animals come here, coyotes, you know, birds of prey that come in here and stalk on his koi. Pool equipment. So this was a remodel. The remodel, they had very old equipment. It wasn't functioning to this homeowner's expectations. So we went, fully upgraded him. Here we have Terra system, master temp 400K BTU heater. We have Clean and Clear Plus cartridge filter, the maximum size. We have a UV ozone system, as well as the salt generator. So a lot of you guys might ask yourself, hey, do I have a chlorine pool or a saltwater pool? So newsflash, folks, they're all chlorine. The only difference is that salt generators generate chlorine for you. So instead of going to Home Depot every Saturday to get 2 gallons of chlorine, that's gonna generate the chlorine you need to sanitize your swimming pool. So they're all chlorine. Take a look at the pool. So we have a beautiful view here. When you have a property like this that's, you know, luxury and Spanish, you want to kind of keep with the same vibe. This client wanted to mix in a little bit of modern, so we went with 100% glass tile pool. The entire pool is lined with 1x1 glass mosaic tiles, no plaster in here. The coping, we have a natural stone to give it kind of the Spanish tile look. And the pool is very simple. It's geometric, 40-foot long by 20 with infinity spa, which fits about 15 people with rim flow, meaning that we have water spilling over 360 degrees of the swimming pool. So let's take a closer look. So if you look here, this client wanted deep blue water. No matter what plaster color you pick, whether it's midnight blue, black, you're not gonna get this blue unless you go with a tile. So yes, it's very expensive. Yes, it's a lot of work. And yes, it's a lot of tiles to put in, but you still get a waterproof lining around your entire swimming pool. Most people do about 6 inches around the lip. This has every square inch of the pool covered in tile. So let's look at the spa. The spa is the one piece that gives it the modern look to it. So you have 12 jets. You can get a little closer look to kind of see it in action. So let's come on in. So anytime you got kids or you're worried about safety, you can put up these fences. The cool thing is, if you have a party, you need access, you pop them out and have your entertainment space. When you're not using the pool, it keeps your dogs, your kids out of there. But if you look at the spa, this rim flow, once it fills up, if you're in spa mode, it's gonna keep the hot water in the spa. And if you want it just to be a visual feature, you're gonna spill the water over the edges. So normal operations, the water's spilling over. Right now it's in spa mode. That's where you see the jet action. This also has 2 lights in it. The pool has 5 lights. We have a Baja bench. This is an elderly couple, so we wanted to make it a little bit more friendly for them to access it. So we added a step upon entry, and then you have about 12 inches of water as your Baja bench for lounging. The pool goes down to 10 feet. This was an existing old pool, 3.5 feet deep down to 10 feet. They can do laps here, lounge around, and have spa time with 10 to 12 of their friends. All right, so some of the challenges on this build were the house was very unique. We had to remain true to the architecture, to the styling of the home, from the roof tiles to the decking that was here. We had to try to find materials that looked a little bit aged and matched with the overall architecture of the home. So that was the main challenge here. Definitely the tile. It's no small task. If you look at all the seams and the coves, you have to cut the tile very precisely to be able to maintain that waterproof capability of the swimming pool. So a lot of work, a lot of waterproofing, a lot of grout, and tons of material to apply by hand. So anything that has a radius, meaning a round piece, you have to cut these. So if you look at the tiles closely, you try to maintain the grout joints between 1/8 of an inch, 16 inch, 1/16 max, and we put them in a diamond pattern to try to follow the edge. But at the overall look is very clean. You have 1 by 1 all across the edge. Anytime you do an even flow or rim flow spa, you have to be very precise on your elevation. If not, the water is not going to flow evenly. So you'll have water flowing over, one spot will be dry, meaning your tile's too high, so you have to rip out and redo. So you got to be very precise with something like this. The overall pool itself, it looks very simple. It's geometric. You have a trough here, water flows over, spills out, and it gets sucked into the pump, back to the filter, brings the water back clean. So most people don't know what they want because they don't know what exists, right? So when people say, hey, I want a pool in a spa, they just think, hey, we have jets. They don't know how many they need. They don't know what's normal, what's average, what's included. So a typical spa has 6 jets. You can run 6 jets off of 1 pump. In this case, we have an oversized spa, which is about 12 feet diameter, double the size of a regular spa. So I recommended that we triple the jets, right? So we put 20 jets in here, meaning we had to get additional pumps. And at the end, it gives everybody in the spa some type of therapeutic action with the hydrotherapy jets. The client didn't even know the difference. He just said, hey, do what you think. If it was my spa, I would have done exactly what we did. If I would have done 6 jets in here, you would have had a bunch of blank spots. 6 people would have had some type of bubble action on their back. Everybody else is just gonna be sitting in normal warm water. All right, so if you see, you have a beautiful view out there. You can enjoy your pool day and night. When it comes time to enjoy your spa, you may want to have it heated up, right? So a lot of questions we get asked is what's normal, what's acceptable, how long should it take to heat up a jacuzzi or spa? A spa this size with a heater that's 400 kBTU, that's the biggest size you can get for residential use. You can expect to get this water up to 104 degrees within 45 minutes to an hour. Now it all depends on the depth of it, the gallons you have, the distance between the spa itself and the actual heating unit, right? You're gonna have some loss. If it's a longer run, you're gonna lose some of that heat. So if the system tells you 104, the water temperature might be 95 at this point. But in all honesty, 95 degree water temperature is plenty hot, and you're probably not gonna wanna be in there longer than 20 minutes before you turn into a raisin. But normal, about 45 minutes to an hour, you should have this to max temperature. My first reaction when I saw this project is like, how do I live up to the home, right? The house is beautiful. All the construction, the quality was on point, and I just wanted to make sure we didn't let the client down. So anytime you have a client of this caliber with this type of property, you want to make sure that you're meeting and exceeding everything else that they had going on. So my first reaction was, wow, right? Look at the view. What can I do with this? That's where we have the placement of the spa looking out to the hillside, and it just have a minimalistic, natural vibe, contemporary Spanish style, where everything flows. In this case, the house kind of curves in a V shape. We tucked in the spa to give you a little bit of privacy here, and you have long area to do your laps in. So a lot of people ask, well, how do I decide where to place my spa? I always tell them, what's the most readily accessible point? In this case, we have sliding doors beyond the house. That's the living area. You walk in. Typically, you want to see the spa first. You're going to use the spa 80% versus 20% of the pool anyway, mainly because it's always going to be warmer. And if you're using it for health reasons or therapy, you want to have it as close as possible to your access point. So that's why the spa's on this end versus that end. And now it also gives you a little bit of privacy. You're tucked into the corner. If you do want to see the view, you still got half of the spa to give you that clear view for the slope and the scenery. For watching, this is an example of Spanish style home in Temecula, California. Stay tuned for more videos on insider tips on what you may want to look for when planning out a project of this magnitude.